Capri? I just got a call from the staff saying you haven't shown up at the venue yet. Is something wrong? I've already arrived at the venue and started getting ready for the wedding. Hey, Capri!
Ah, Stan.
Capri! Where the hell are you? If you don't get here soon, we're gonna miss the ceremony. If you want, I can come pick you up.
Oh, no need to come pick me up.
Can you get here on your own?
No, I'm not coming.
What?
The wedding's off.
What? Wait, what the hell are you talking about? Are you seriously saying that on the day of the wedding? Do you really think you can just cancel everything now?
Yeah, I think I can.
What?
I'm talking about something that happened at a friend's wedding before.
Are you talking about Kate's wedding from 2 years ago?
Ah, right, you were invited on the groom's side, weren't you? So I guess you understand that it's possible to cancel under certain circumstances.
No, that happened because the groom got into a car accident on the morning of the wedding, and there was no way to have the ceremony after that. What you're doing is just a last-minute cancellation.
But the fact that we can't go to the venue is the same, right? So please, go ahead and cancel everything.
So what's the reason you can't come to the venue? You need to explain it to the guests and everyone involved properly.
Well, you see, last night I had a fateful encounter.
Fateful?
The man I met last night is rich.
What?
I was having a drink alone at a bar, just trying to make the most of my last night as a single woman, and this really charming guy approached me. We started talking and, well, we just hit it off. Before we knew it, we were so drunk that we decided it didn't matter if I canceled the wedding. We ended up spending the night at his place.
What?
Right now we're toasting with wine, celebrating our future together.
No! Do you even realize what you're doing?
Of course I do. That's why I'm saying I'm calling off the wedding with you.
Are you out of your mind?
Because you're just a poor guy from a single mother household, aren't you?
What?
If I'm going to get married, I'd rather marry someone rich. I've learned not to choose my partner just based on looks. This guy, he runs a big company. I'm so glad I met him before I ended up marrying a poor guy from a single mother household. So I'm going to marry him.
No, my family's not that poor. My mom has a lot of qualifications and a well-paying job.
But compared to my guy, you're definitely poorer.
How the hell is that even possible?
This is a decision I'm making, so I won't regret it. So please, just accept it and move on.
This isn't something that can just be settled that easily? And to say all of this with this timing?
It can't be helped. I met him last night, after all.
Anyway, just come over here.
I already told you the wedding is canceled. It's pointless to hold on to any hope for me.
That's not what this is about. Canceling the wedding will cause a lot of trouble for everyone involved. If you're doing this, you need to apologize properly. And there's also the cancellation fee for the venue.
Yeah, you can take care of all that on your end.
Hey, you have to take responsibility.
Well, it's because you're poor that I decided to call off the wedding. So I don't have any responsibility in this matter.
That's not how it works.
Whatever. I'm having a great time with him right now, celebrating our amazing night together. So I'm going to end this message here.
Answer the phone!
Stan, good evening. I've looked into the matter your mother asked me to investigate.
Good evening, Miranda. I'm sorry to have put you through this when you're so busy and for making it a priority.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's a big deal for the son of my best friend.
Thank you so much.
I'll send you the full report later, but let me give you a rough explanation now.
Yes, please.
First of all, Capri's affair. Well, this really surprised me, too.
Who was it?
It was Mike.
What? Mike? Wait, you mean that Mike?
Yes, that one. Actually, Capri's currently staying at his apartment in the neighboring city, S City. Their meeting was purely by chance, but anyway, it looks like she's been cutting off all contact with her family and anyone in the local area. I think she's just waiting for the heat from the wedding cancellation to die down.
Seriously?
Capri didn't know that he was the guy at the time, did she?
No, she didn't. She didn't seem to care at all about what happened to her friend's fiancé. Afterward, she became distant from that friend, so she probably never found out his name, let alone anything more.
I see. Well, I'll be delivering the investigation report tomorrow morning, so it'll be in your hands then.
Understood. Thank you again. Hey, Capri, I need to talk to you. I see you've read my message.
Ugh, what now? We broke up, so stop contacting me. I'm starting a new life with my boyfriend now.
You're free to start something new, but before that, you need to settle things.
Settle things?
Check the mailbox in your apartment.
What? What is this? And how did you even find out where I am?
I have a contact who works at a private investigation agency through my mother. I had them look into things, and they managed to track you down.
What? And what is this amount? Why do I have to pay $60,000?
It's for the wedding cancellation fee, the honeymoon cancellation fee, and compensation for the broken engagement. I'll be asking both you and your affair partner to cover this. The total amount comes to $60,000.
What? Why do I have to pay? I told Banda to handle the cancellation. You should be the one paying. And what's with the we? We're not even married yet. You can't force me to pay like this.
Are you serious? Are you actually stupid?
Huh?
Yeah, you must be. You really don't get it, do you?
What?
Let me break this down for you. In this case, it's not about who handled the cancellation. The person who caused the cancellation is responsible for covering the full amount.
Wait, so you're saying that even if I didn't handle it directly, it's still my responsibility?
Exactly. You may have handed over the task to someone else, but the root cause is you because you broke everything off. That means you're liable for all these expenses.
Wait, what? But what about the fact that we didn't even get married? We didn't even make it to the altar.
I know you think you can just brush it off, but you're wrong. You see, even during an engagement, compensation can be required. You don't just walk away without consequences.
Really?
Yes, really. You don't get to back out of this because you think you're off the hook because the wedding never happened. Engagements are serious, and when someone calls one off, there are financial and emotional consequences that have to be dealt with. The papers I sent you were drafted by a lawyer. I had them work on it specifically to avoid confusion, so you can be sure there's no mistake about it.
A lawyer?
Yes, I didn't want to risk miscommunication, so I had a lawyer handle it. The paperwork is all in order, and now it's time for you to take responsibility. I need $60,000 in one lump sum. Once you pay it, you're free to go. But until then, this is something you'll have to deal with.
Oh, really? Well, whatever. $60,000 is a drop in the bucket for my rich boyfriend. I'll just have him pay it. He'll get it done in no time.
Wait, that rich boyfriend of yours, you mean Mike, right?
Yeah, of course. If you hired a private investigator and looked into things, you must know already. You must be so jealous that I'm not stuck with a poor guy like you.
Well, you're in for a surprise. That rich boyfriend of yours is actually sitting on a huge pile of debt.
Huh? What are you talking about? Mike owns a company. He makes $150,000 a year. There's no way he's in debt.
That may have been true 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago. And you know what happened around that time, right?
Huh? Why are you bringing that up?
It was around the time of Kate's wedding. You remember Kate, right? She married the guy who was supposed to be the groom, but he ended up in a huge accident that day.
Oh yeah, the groom who got into the traffic accident and ended up in the hospital for months, right? Even after he healed, he couldn't go back to work because of the rehab. Kate has really weird tastes, doesn't she? Marrying a guy with no future, no prospects.
I know you're enjoying making fun of it, but let's get back to the actual point here.
Okay, just make it quick.
Mike's story connects to this. It all leads back to him.
How?
You know what happened? Mike was the one who caused that traffic accident.
Huh?
Yes, Mike was responsible. The accident was entirely his fault, 100%. He paid for all the settlement and medical fees right away in one lump sum, but that's just the beginning.
Oh, well, that's easy for someone like him, right? A guy with that kind of money can pay it all off in one go, no problem.
Well, don't get too comfortable because there's more to this story. The real trouble started after the accident.
What do you mean?
This is when things started to fall apart for Mike. The accident severely damaged his business's reputation. He lost credibility, and his company's standing took a massive hit.
So he lost his business?
Yeah, he went bankrupt a year later, all because of the fallout from the accident.
Bankrupt?
Yes, he didn't just lose his business, but he also ended up buried in debt. In order to cover that, he ended up taking out a loan of $2 million. The money wasn't coming from a single source. It was spread across various creditors, and it's likely he had to borrow from some unsavory places to get the amount he needed.
No way. Wait, so Mike...
Yeah, that's right. The guy you're so proud of, your rich boyfriend. Turns out he's deep in debt. And don't forget, he's also got a criminal record now because of that accident.
What? I was totally fooled.
Well, that's your problem, not mine, but I'm just telling you the truth.
What? Aren't you going to help me?
Why would I? You're on your own now. You made your choice when you dumped me, remember?
But I'm your fiancé. It's your duty to save me from this.
You broke off the engagement, so there's no saving to be done here.
I'll cancel it for you. I'll take it all back, I promise.
No need to do that. It's too late now.
Then the $60,000?
I'll take care of that, don't worry. Make sure you get it done, though. It's time for you to settle up. A few days later, $60,000 from Capri was transferred into my account. I didn't expect it. Honestly, after everything that had happened, I thought there would be no way for her to come up with that kind of money. But there it was, the sum sitting in my bank account, a reminder of a past I was trying to put behind me. The money came as a surprise, but what really struck me was the way it arrived. The way Capri had managed to gather such a large amount after everything that had transpired between us. It wasn't without a bit of context, though. Capri's parents, as I learned much later, had decided not to support her financially after she canceled the wedding. The fact that she'd backed out at the last minute and essentially wrecked the plans we'd made together was something they couldn't forgive. From their perspective, the decision was her mistake alone, and they made it clear that they wouldn't step in to clean up the mess she'd made. They were firm about it. They weren't going to help her, not emotionally, and certainly not financially. As it turned out, Capri had reached out to them when things started falling apart, desperately hoping they would come to her aid, but they refused. And it wasn't just about the wedding, it was everything that had happened after. The lies, the broken promises, the way she handled the mess. Capri had alienated so many people, and when she finally needed support, no one was there to give it. I couldn't help but think about Mike, her ex-boyfriend, the one she was still in contact with, who'd also managed to get himself into a financial hole. I had a feeling Capri's method of getting the money wasn't all that different from his. She probably borrowed from the same shady places he had, taking on more debt and taking risks just to scrape together enough cash to cover her obligations. It wasn't a clean method, and it wasn't the right way to handle things, but it seemed to be the only option available to her at the time. I didn't know the specifics of how she got the money, but I had my suspicions. Capri wasn't someone who played by the rules when things got tough. She was resourceful, but in the worst way possible, always finding shortcuts that led her further into a corner, always relying on her charm and manipulation to get what she wanted. I wouldn't put it past her to use whatever means necessary to get the cash, even if it meant making deals with people who didn't have the best intentions. The next part of the story came from a message delivered to me through my lawyer. It seemed like Capri, despite everything that had happened, still wanted to reach out to me. She wasn't directly contacting me, though. Instead, she had sent a message through the lawyer I had worked with during our brief separation. The message was clear. She was asking for advice, or at least some kind of acknowledgement from me, but I wasn't about to give her any more of my time. According to what I was told, Capri had managed to secure a live-in job through the people she had borrowed money from. The details were sketchy, but it seemed that she was working for someone who had offered her a place to stay in exchange for labor. It wasn't exactly a glamorous position, and from what I gathered, it was the kind of job you wouldn't want to talk about at family gatherings. The type of work that left you feeling ashamed to even admit what you were doing to survive. I'm sure it wasn't something Capri was proud of, but it sounded like she had no other choice. It wasn't a job with any dignity, but she had to make do with whatever options were left available to her. Of course, I couldn't feel sorry for her. I wasn't going to waste any more of my energy on someone who had done nothing but betray my trust and ruin everything I had worked for. I wasn't her savior. I wasn't responsible for fixing her mistakes, and I had no desire to get involved any further. The money she sent me didn't change anything. Nothing could undo the damage that had been done, and nothing could make me want to help her again. I instructed my lawyer to reply to Capri, making it very clear that I had no sympathy for her situation. I told him to remind her of the simple truth: this was all her fault. She had made the choices that led her to this point, and now she had to deal with the consequences. You brought this upon yourself. It seemed fitting, considering everything that had happened. I wasn't interested in trying to help someone who had shown no interest in helping themselves when it mattered. I didn't hear from Capri again after that, and I suppose that's for the best. She had made her bed, and now she had to lie in it. If she wanted to turn things around, she would have to do it on her own. The money was gone, the wedding was canceled, and whatever future we might have had was a distant memory. It was time for both of us to move on. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Camilla, is now a good time? There's something I really need to talk to you about. Oh, Juliana? I thought you were away on a trip with your boyfriend Max. What's up? Yeah, actually, it's about that trip. I saw something there, and I really don't know how to process it, so I'm kind of freaking out. What did you see? I saw your boyfriend, Daniel. Oh, yeah, I think Daniel's in Orlando, too. I heard he's there for a wedding, some friends of ours, right? Oh, you've heard that? What? Wait, you're not saying Daniel was walking around with some woman, are you? Well, I'm sorry, but that's exactly what happened. What? Daniel was walking around holding hands with a woman about our age in Orlando. What? I know, I didn't know if I should tell you at first, but since you mentioned before that you might be getting a proposal soon, I just thought it might be better for you to hear it now, before it turned into something bigger or you got too emotionally attached to the idea of what was going on. If I've crossed a line, I really am sorry. No, thank you for telling me. If what you're saying is true, then I really need to think about what to do. Now that you mention it, I've been trying to contact him since yesterday, but he hasn't been answering. I guess if he's meeting up with his affair, that would explain it. He's always had this thing about cheating, but I didn't say anything, so I guess he just felt like he could get away with it. Now he's off on a trip with another woman, and it just feels like such a betrayal. I had no idea things had gotten this far. I know, it's just frustrating. How could he do this, especially when we were talking about marriage? I thought we were on the same page, planning our future, and now I don't even know who he really is anymore. How could he hide something like this? By the way, Max said he has exchanged contact info with Daniel. Wait, really? Yeah, I just found out. Max told me that he's actually met Daniel a few times for work-related stuff. They never spoke personally outside of that, but he's got Daniel's number saved, and Max said that if I'm okay with it, he could reach out to him to see what's going on. What do you think about that? Should we try that? Well, if we're just trying to get some answers, I guess it's worth a shot. If you could have Max contact him just to get a better idea of what's going on, I'd really appreciate it. I'm not sure what to think right now, and I just need some clarity. Okay, I'll tell Max to get in touch with him and let you know what he finds out. Thanks, Juliana. I am just so overwhelmed right now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Daniel was supposed to be the one I was going to build my life with, but now it just feels like everything is falling apart. I understand. It's so hard when you're emotionally invested in someone and you have plans for your future only to find out that things aren't what you thought they were. It's okay to feel hurt and confused right now. You deserve someone who respects you and treats you with the loyalty and love you give them. That's what I want for you. I know that you'll get through this no matter what happens. Yeah, I keep telling myself that. It's just hard to reconcile what I thought was true with the reality of what's going on. But you're right, I need to focus on what's best for me now. I can't keep giving my trust to someone who doesn't deserve it. Exactly, and just remember, you have people who care about you and you don't have to go through this alone. You're not the only one who's been hurt, and you don't have to carry all of this on your own. I'm here for you, and I'm ready to help however you need me to. Thank you. It really means a lot to me to have someone like you in my corner. I don't even know what to think right now, but I guess I'll just have to wait and see what Max finds out and go from there. Of course, just take it one step at a time, and don't let anyone rush you into making decisions. You're the one who gets to decide what happens next. Just remember to take care of yourself. I'm here if you need me, and you don't have to do any of this alone. Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks again for everything, Juliana. I really don't know how I'd handle this without your support. You're welcome. And remember, no matter what happens with Daniel, you deserve someone who treats you with respect and love. Don't settle for less than that. I'm always here, so don't hesitate to reach out when you need someone to talk to. I will. Thanks again. I'll keep you updated on what happens next. I'll be waiting to hear from you. Take care of yourself, okay? Okay, I will. Talk soon. Camilla, I was able to get in touch with Daniel. How did it go? Well, let me get straight to the point. The woman who is with Daniel is actually his wife. What? His wife? I've double-checked everything, so there's no mistake. Wait, hold on. So, I've been deceived by him? How could he do this to me? Daniel! Camilla. Hey, Juliana, will you help me out? Help you with what? What do you mean, what? I'm going to get revenge. He was practically about to marry me, acting like we were in a serious relationship, only to end up married to some other woman. This is seriously beyond the limit. No, Camilla, listen. This is humiliating. I'm not going to be okay until I get compensation from him. Camilla, calm down. How can you expect me to calm down? There's more to the story. More? Please, just listen to the end. Okay, go ahead. I don't really know how to phrase this, so please don't get mad at me for asking it like this, but... What? Were you really dating Daniel? What? When Max and I were going through the messages where Daniel contacted him, I was left confused. You know, I went to college with Daniel, but after we graduated, we lost contact. The only time I really heard about your relationship was when you'd occasionally share stories about him. So now I'm thinking, we're hearing these things secondhand, but maybe it wasn't as real as you think. What are you talking about? I'm telling you I'm dating Daniel. We work together, our departments are separate, but we're on the same floor and we can see each other every day. We commute together every morning, and when our work hours align, we leave at the same time and go home together. Plus, our nearest stations are all the same, and we live only 3 minutes apart. This only became possible because I moved closer to him. Actually, I wanted to live in the same apartment building, but there was no vacancies, so I had to settle for a nearby place. Oh, I see. Right? From any angle, it's clear we're in love. This is the proof that we've been a couple, don't you think? Well, about that, as I just mentioned, David already has a wife. Yeah, I know. I lost it earlier, but thinking back, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. It's probably just a temporary lapse in judgment. He'll come back to me, so I'm not worried. But I do need to have a serious talk with him about his infidelity. I mean, he actually let some woman convince him to go all the way. Oh, it's just too much. This time, I'll make sure the woman gets the compensation she deserves. Thanks for the info, by the way. Please thank Max for me, too. Hey, I told you to listen until the end. Wait, there's more? There is. Actually, there's something I really need you to understand. Understand? What am I supposed to understand? Daniel said that I should just tell you outright, so here it goes. What's that supposed to mean? Daniel, well, yesterday was his wedding day. What? You're saying Daniel was cheating on you, but don't you think it's a little odd to marry your affair partner? So, they had a secret ceremony, right? How else could I have not known about it? I asked him about it. It was a big wedding attended by both families, relatives, and even friends and acquaintances. They had a reception with around 200 guests. Apparently, even people from your company were invited. What? I didn't know. You mean the affair partner is me? No, hold on. Let me be clear. You weren't even the affair partner. What? Sorry, let me explain more clearly. The whole thing with you and Daniel being a couple, that's just what you've convinced yourself of. What? What are you talking about? I gave you all the proof earlier. Yeah, but the thing is, you only got into Daniel's company because you chased after him and got a job there. And the reason you live so close is that you figured out where Daniel lived and moved into a nearby place. Of course your station will be the same, and if you work in the same company, it's no surprise you're both leaving at the same time. This isn't evidence you're dating. It's evidence you've been stalking him. Stalking? What do you mean stalking? I'm not stalking anyone. Well, this is what Daniel has been saying. He said that the only thing he's ever talked to you about at work was work. Of course, we were both busy with work. You can't go around flirting in the office, can you? Also, he said that you would follow him home, always sneaking behind him with a creepy grin on your face. He said there were times when he even had to purposefully shift his schedule so you wouldn't end up walking home together. Creepy? I didn't do anything like that. Well, according to Daniel, it wasn't like you were walking home together. You were just following him, right? Where are you getting this from? Apparently, people in the office have started talking about how creepy it is that you're always following him. What? So when it came time for yesterday's wedding, Daniel made sure that you wouldn't find out about it. He deliberately kept it from you so it wouldn't cause any trouble. What? You need to stop this nonsense, Camilla. What is going on now? Fine, let's meet in person and talk. I can't do this over the phone anymore. In person? I just arrived at Orlando Station. Wait, what are you talking about? It's really simple, actually. After I saw your message earlier where you mentioned that Daniel might be cheating, I couldn't just sit around, so I immediately got on a train to Orlando. Camilla, this is insane. You really think you can just show up like this? So, where's Max right now? You two are together, right? He's close to Orlando Station, right? Even if you ask me where I am, I don't think Daniel's around. He won't be here, trust me. That's impossible. With all the information that's been coming out of Daniel, it's obvious that you've been talking to Max, matching your stories, and using all that to feed me your version of events. What are you planning to do with all this? I brought the divorce papers and the marriage registration forms. I'm going to make you and Max sign as witnesses, and then I'll submit them to the authorities. We're doing this right now. You're involved whether you like it or not. Well, I'll admit it's true that Max and I were together with Daniel and his wife earlier. I knew it! But we've already parted ways. It's over now. What do you mean parted ways? Where did you all go? Daniel and his wife? The wedding? It was in Miami. They only came to Orlando for sightseeing. It's just a stopover. They weren't here for anything serious. Sightseeing? You expect me to believe that? Then tell me, where are they staying? Where's their hotel? You need to tell me right now. I'm not waiting any longer. I'll go to the hotel myself and confront them. Well, that's the thing. It seems like we just missed each other. You arrived just as we were leaving Orlando. What do you mean, missed each other? We both arrived here, didn't we? You sent me a message saying you got to Orlando Station just a few minutes before Max sent one saying he was on the way. It was just a timing thing. We left before you got here. What? I can't believe this. So you were already in Orlando before I even arrived and didn't tell me? Why keep this from me? Why lie about all of it? What are you hiding from me? Calm down, Camilla. I'm not hiding anything from you. But then where are you? You said you were in Orlando. If that's true, then where are you now? Don't make me chase you all over the city. Look, we're not even in Orlando anymore. We left a while ago. Max and I are on our way to our next location now. We're not even near the station anymore. Wait a second. You mean you're not in Orlando anymore? You left already? You're telling me I rushed here for nothing? I haven't even booked a place tonight. How am I supposed to find them now? How am I supposed to get answers? I'm so done with all these games. This isn't fair. Well, that's a shame, but you're the one who insisted on coming here without knowing anything for sure. I thought I could get rid of that fake wife and spend the night with Daniel. But now it looks like I've been chasing shadows. So the fake wife, huh? You know, you could have avoided all of this by just asking for the truth. Oh, come on. Don't pretend you care about me now. You're just making fun of me. You know nothing about what I've been through, and now you're telling me I could have avoided this? I don't think so. You want to know what's really funny? I thought I could just kick her out and then take her place, but I've been made a fool of. I think it's time for you to take a hard look at yourself, Camilla. This entire mess, it's not Daniel's fault. You've been caught up in it too. You should have thought about the consequences long before getting involved in this. You think this is my fault? Of course I'm caught up in it. I never asked for any of this. You really think that this is easy for me? I'm just supposed to sit back and let all this happen? I don't know who to trust anymore. Daniel has lied to me, and now I don't even know if I can trust you. You think that's simple? Okay, enough. I'm done with all of this. Wait, I barely have anything on me. I rushed out without grabbing any money or cards. I've got nothing to get by. I don't even have my bag with me. How am I supposed to survive like this? It's not my problem anymore, Camilla. You made your choices, and now you'll deal with them. I've made mine too. I can't keep covering for you. I just can't keep doing this. I'm sorry, but I need to cut all ties with you now. We can't keep pretending like everything's fine when it's clearly not. What? You're just going to abandon me like this? I'm scared, Camilla. If this were Max and not Daniel, I'd really be afraid right now. I don't know who you've become, but I can't stay around and let you drag me into this any further. What do you mean by that? You're afraid? Afraid of me? Yes. And it's not just about you anymore. It's everything that's been happening. I can't handle it. I've made my decision. Wait, you can't just do this. I'm stranded now. I need help. Please, I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. I don't have any money with me. Juliana! In the end, it seems that Camilla was picked up by her family. After everything that had happened, the situation had gotten so out of hand that it became clear to everyone that she could no longer stay where she was. Her actions had created a rift, one that no amount of avoidance or denial could fix. The chain of events that led to her departure from the company unfolded in a way that no one had anticipated, least of all Camilla herself. The entire episode took a different turn when the issue of her stalking behavior towards Daniel reached her parents. The truth about what had been happening behind closed doors, the messages, the constant following, and the incredibly erratic behavior, it all came to light. Her parents were horrified, as any parent would be. They had no idea how deep their daughter's obsession had gone, nor did they understand how Camilla, once a smart and capable woman, had allowed herself to spiral into this kind of behavior. It wasn't just her family who found out. The company was also aware of the situation, though in a more formal and less personal way. It turned out that Camilla had already been reprimanded by her employer about the stalking behavior, though she had completely ignored it. Apparently, her refusal to acknowledge the seriousness of her actions was rooted in a lack of self-awareness. She didn't believe what she was doing was wrong. In her mind, she was simply acting out of love, out of desire, and perhaps out of a misguided sense of entitlement. After all, she had once been close to Daniel, and that was something she thought she could claim forever, but the reality was far different. Her disregard for the warnings she had received at work made things worse. It wasn't just the company that had become aware of her actions. Her colleagues, people who had worked closely with her, had begun to notice the subtle changes in her behavior. The way she would appear at odd hours, the way she would act if Daniel was even mentioned, it didn't take long for people to start talking. And once the whispers spread, there was no hiding the truth. However, it wasn't until Shuichi, a colleague who was somewhat close to Daniel, reported the incident to the higher-ups that the situation truly escalated. Shuichi's decision to speak out was pivotal. He understood the gravity of the situation, and he couldn't stand by and watch someone else suffer, not when it was clear that Camilla's behavior was crossing serious boundaries. His report opened the floodgates, bringing the attention of not just the company, but also Camilla's family, who had been kept in the dark until that point. The news hit her parents like a tidal wave. They were forced to confront the uncomfortable truth about their daughter's actions. It was clear now that she was not just facing personal struggles. She was engaging in a pattern of behavior that was unhealthy, even dangerous. Her parents, realizing the full extent of the situation, made the decision to intervene. They had no choice but to remove her from the environment that had fueled her obsession. Under pressure from her parents and in the face of the disapproval from those around her, Camilla was forced to leave the company. It wasn't a decision made lightly. There were discussions or arguments and, no doubt, a great deal of emotional turmoil. But in the end, the cold reality of the situation left her with little choice. The weight of the scandal and the increasing isolation from her peers and colleagues made her feel cornered. She had to step away, retreat to the comfort of her childhood home, and try to pick up the pieces of her life, even if she didn't fully understand what had gone wrong. For Daniel, the situation had also become complicated. He had always kept a low profile at work, never seeking the spotlight, and now he found himself having to navigate a delicate situation. His family background, his father was the head of a successful company, had already made him somewhat of a controversial figure in the workplace. But the stakes had become even higher when it was revealed that he was married to someone whose family business was just as influential. Daniel knew that the growing tension between him and Camilla could not be allowed to escalate any further, especially with all of the external pressure on him. In an attempt to protect his privacy and his career, Daniel decided to take a step back. He resigned from his position at the company, though his departure was handled with a great deal of discretion. The decision to leave, while necessary, was not made in a public manner. Daniel was careful to ensure that his exit was as smooth as possible, and the company, aware of the sensitive nature of the situation, took measures to prevent Camilla from finding out the exact details. He wanted to avoid drawing any more attention to himself, especially with the risk of Camilla continuing her obsessive behavior. Daniel's departure wasn't the end, though. His future had already been planned out, and in the coming months he would begin a new chapter in his life, one that would take him overseas. He was set to join an international branch of the company and work as part of the management team, a role that would require intense preparation and training. It was clear to everyone around him that this move would be an important one, not just for his career but for his personal well-being as well. The overseas location would provide the distance he needed from Camilla, and the situation had become so toxic. As for Camilla, her chances of continuing her stalking behavior were rapidly diminishing. The new role that Daniel was about to take up meant that he would be far removed from the reach of her obsessive tendencies. The distance between them would effectively sever any remaining ties, and any possibility of Camilla continuing to pursue him would be impossible to maintain. The factors that had once kept her delusional sense of connection alive were being systematically eliminated. She would no longer be able to monitor his every move or even keep tabs on his whereabouts. The circumstances had changed in ways she could not control, and as much as she might have wanted to hold on, the reality was that Daniel's life was no longer something she could invade. As this chapter of their lives began to close, it became clear to everyone involved that the situation had been one of deep personal reflection. Daniel in particular had learned how to deal with the complexities of his background and his family's expectations. The struggles he had faced weren't just related to Camilla, they were also about his own identity and his place in the world. The move overseas, far from being a mere job opportunity, symbolized a fresh start, a chance to reinvent himself and finally escape the constraints that had once defined his life. In the end, though it wasn't an easy journey for anyone involved, there was a sense of closure, however bitter. Camilla's story would have to continue without the person she had fixated on, and for Daniel, it was the beginning of a new chapter that he hoped would be filled with peace, free from the shadows of his past. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Brittany! Hey, it's Jayla. It's been forever. Jayla? Did I surprise you? My number's different now, so I bet you didn't recognize it. I got a new phone recently, which means new number, but it's still me. I knew you wouldn't ignore me on purpose.
Oh, I see.
You know, now that I think about it, you stopped replying as much ever since you moved away for college. At first I thought, oh, she must be busy with classes and making new friends. But then it just kept happening. I'd text, but you'd take longer to reply, and sometimes you didn't even reply at all. It was so sad, Brittany.
I mean, yeah, I had a lot going on.
I get that, I do, but you know, I really, really wanted to go to the same university as you. I even applied, but my grades weren't high enough, so I couldn't get in. Ugh, I was so crushed. Can you imagine how hard that was? Watching my best friend move away, knowing I'd be stuck here without you, it was awful.
I didn't know you applied there.
Of course I did. I wanted us to stay together. But whatever. At least we're talking now, right? That's what matters.
Is there something you needed?
Whoa, that was cold.
It's just been a while. I wasn't sure how to react. By the way, your profile picture.
Oh, you finally noticed? Took you long enough.
I wasn't sure at first, but the background, it's the same as mine.
Yep, I worked hard to find the exact location where you took yours. Took me forever, but I finally tracked it down, and I made sure to get the same angle and everything. Now our icons match. Cute, right? Oh, and guess what? I got the same phone as you.
Wait, how do you even know what phone I have?
Oh, that? Easy. I actually saw you last Sunday.
You saw me?
Mm-hmm. You were at the train station, right? I was nearby and happened to notice you standing there, scrolling through your phone while you waited for someone. I couldn't believe my luck. It had been so long since I'd seen you in person.
And you didn't say anything?
I wanted to, really I did. But then some guy showed up and you two walked off together. I figured you were on a date and I didn't want to interrupt.
So you just watched?
Don't make it sound so weird. I was just curious. I mean, it had been forever since I saw you. It was like seeing an old friend from a distance, you know?
That's still...
Anyway, while I was watching, I noticed your phone case. I memorized what it looked like, then I searched for it online. From there, I figured out your phone model, so I bought the same one. Oh, and I even got the same case, so we match. Isn't that awesome?
Jayla.
What?
That's a lot.
Aw, don't be like that. It just means we're in sync. Besides, now that I live nearby, we can finally catch up. Let's get coffee or something soon. It'll be just like old times.
Wait, you live nearby?
Yep, I moved here recently. Isn't that crazy? It's like fate or something. I just knew we were meant to find our way back to each other.
Jayla, I don't actually live in that area.
Wait, what?
I was just visiting.
No way. Oh, that's so unfair. If I had known that, I totally would have come up and said hi. I can't believe I missed my chance. Oh, I feel so dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that guy you were with, he's your husband, right?
Yeah.
I knew it. Oh my God, Brittany, you got married and didn't even tell me? What the hell? I had to find out by piecing things together like some kind of detective. That is so mean.
It wasn't intentional. I just didn't think to tell you.
Not intentional? Brittany, we're best friends. I should have been at your wedding. I should have been your maid of honor. I would have planned the most amazing bachelorette party for you. But no, you just went and got married without me.
I didn't think you'd care this much.
Of course I care. If I had known, I would have started looking for a husband too.
What?
Well, duh. If my best friend gets married, I have to get married too. I wanted us to have a joint wedding. Imagine it, both of us in matching wedding dresses walking down the aisle at the same time. It would have been perfect, but no, you had to go and do it alone.
Jayla, that's not how marriage works.
It could have been. You just didn't give me a chance.
Marriage isn't something you rush into just because someone else is doing it.
That's what you think, but for best friends, everything should match. That's the rule. It's like a pact. We do everything together, so if you're married, I need to get married too.
Jayla.
What?
Why do you always try to match everything I do?
Huh? Isn't it obvious? You're popular. You always have been. You have tons of friends, and people just like you. If I match you, then maybe I'll be a part of that too.
That's not how friendships work.
It is for me. And besides, we always have done this. Ever since we were little, I made sure we matched. Our clothes, our hairstyles, our school supplies, everything.
That's just how it's always been. That was when we were kids. You don't need to do that anymore. Why not? It worked back then. Why fix something that isn't broken? Because you should be making choices for yourself. I want you to have your own preferences, your own opinions, your own life.
But what you like is what I like, so it's totally fine. No need to worry about me, Brittany.
That's not the point.
Ugh, you're so stubborn. Anyway, about your husband, he's a banker, right?
Where did you hear that? I don't remember telling you.
Oh, I called Rachel. She told me, which means I need to find a banker to marry too.
Jayla, that's not...
Nope, don't try to stop me. If you have a banker husband, then I need a banker husband. That way we can match like real best friends.
Jayla, your future isn't something you should base on mine. You need to think about what you actually want.
Uh-huh. And I've decided that I want my life to be just like yours. So I'm gonna find a banker, get married ASAP, and we can have double dates all the time. Just you wait, Brittany. I'll catch up to you in no time. Brittany, sorry to keep you waiting. I finally found him, my banker husband.
Wait, you actually found someone?
Yep, I signed up for a matchmaking service and made sure to put in all the right filters. Same age as your husband, same profession, same everything. And guess what? I found the perfect match. Isn't that amazing?
Jayla, are you serious? You're picking a life partner like you're matching outfits?
Oh, come on. Don't be so dramatic. Think about it. Our husbands will be practically the same. It's perfect. Just imagine how fun it'll be. Both of us being married to bankers, living these super similar lives. It's like a dream come true.
This is your marriage we're talking about. You're not just buying the same phone as me or copying my hairstyle. This is an actual human being. You can't just pick someone based on their job title.
Brittany, you're so silly. You always overthink things. This is exactly why we're best friends. We get to experience everything together. And really, what could be better than having matching husbands? If only your husband had a twin, then it would have been absolutely perfect. But, well, I didn't want to go that far. I mean, I don't want you to think I'm trying to steal your man or anything. That would totally ruin our friendship, right?
Jayla.
Oh, and speaking of keeping things the same, I heard you're pregnant.
How do you even know that?
Rachel told me, obviously, but you know what this means, right? I have to hurry up.
Wait, hurry up with what?
Having a baby, duh. If I don't get pregnant soon, then our kids won't be in the same grade. We need to be mom friends together. Oh, no, wait, not just mom friends. Mom best friends. That's way better, don't you think?
Jayla, this is insane. Do you even love this guy? Have you ever thought about whether you're ready for a baby?
Oh, Brittany, always so serious. Love comes later. First we match, then we build the perfect life together. It's like a puzzle, and I'm making sure every piece fits just like yours. Anyway, my fiancé's calling me. Gotta go. We'll talk later, okay? Bye. Jayla, answer me. What? Is it true? Your husband isn't a banker?
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore? What do you mean, not anymore?
He quit 6 months ago. He's working for his older brother now. He started a company, and my husband handles the accounting.
6 months ago? Ugh, you're joking, right? You have to be joking.
I am not.
Then why didn't you say anything?
Jayla, why would I? It's not like his job affects you.
Not like it affects me. Are you serious right now? I got married 6 months ago thinking I was finally matching you. Finally making sure our lives were in sync. I specifically chose a banker. I told the matchmaker I need a banker husband because that's what Brittany's husband does.
You chose your husband based on what my husband did for a living?
Obviously. What do you think I've been doing all these years? Do you even listen to me?
Jayla, that's not normal.
Oh, don't start. You always say that. You don't get it. You never get it.
What's there to get? You made a life-altering decision based on me. Not your feelings, not compatibility, not love, just me.
Well, yeah, that's what best friends do, Brittany. They match. You and I have always been like this. Same clothes, same phone, same everything. Why should our marriages be any different?
Because a marriage isn't a handbag, Jayla. You don't just coordinate husbands like they're accessories.
Ugh, you're being so overdramatic. It's not like I don't love my husband or anything, but
What's the harm in making sure our lives stay aligned? You really don't see the problem with this? No, but you know what is a problem? The fact that you lied to me.
I didn't lie.
Oh, really? So if I had never called, when exactly were you planning to tell me your husband wasn't a banker anymore?
I wasn't. Because, again, it doesn't affect you.
You are so selfish sometimes. Do you even realize what you've done to me?
What I've done to you?
I spent months making sure my life would match yours, and now it turns out my husband isn't even right? Do you have any idea how much effort that took?
Jayla, listen to yourself. Do you hear how ridiculous you sound?
It's not ridiculous. Now I have to fix this. Fix what? I have to make my husband quit his job.
Excuse me?
If your husband isn't a banker anymore, then mine can't be one either. That's just common sense.
Jayla, you cannot be serious right now.
Oh, I'm dead serious. Don't worry, it's not as hard as you think. See, my husband has an older brother too, just like yours.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's perfect, don't you see? If your husband quit banking to work for his older brother's company, then mine can do the same thing. All I have to do is get my husband's brother to start a business, convince my husband to quit his banking job, and bam, our lives are back in sync again.
That is the most insane thing I have ever heard you say.
You're overreacting.
You're planning to manipulate your husband's entire career path just so we can have the same life. That's not overreacting. That's deeply unhinged.
It's practical.
No, it's terrifying.
Ugh, you are so difficult. I don't understand why you're making this such a big deal. I mean, I'm doing this for you, you know.
For me?
Yes, I'm fixing our lives so they stay perfectly matched, just like they should be.
Jayla, stop. Your husband is a person, not a collectible. You can't just swap out his job like you're replacing a phone case.
Well, obviously I'm not just gonna do it. I'm gonna talk to him first.
Oh, great. I feel so much better.
You should. Anyway, I gotta go. My husband's home. I'll let you know how it goes.
Jayla, don't do this.
Too late. Bye. Brittany, I don't know what to do anymore. I've been divorced. My husband left me.
What? No way. Wait. Did you seriously tell him to quit his job as a banker?
Yeah, I did. I really told him that.
Oh my God. You really went and said it? That's crazy, Jayla.
I know. I mean, he got so angry, and he started yelling about how we were going to live if I forced him to quit. It was like I didn't even matter anymore. Guess I didn't really think it through. I was just so sure it would fix everything, but now everything is falling apart.
Well, yeah, that's a huge thing. Of course he'd be upset. You've been together for years, Jayla. You can't just expect him to give up on his career without some serious consequences.
I thought maybe if he didn't have the bank job, it would push him to do something different, you know? Like, follow his dreams or something. But all he cared about was how it would affect our finances. It felt like nothing I said mattered to him. All he could focus on was the money. And now I'm sitting here wondering how I got to this point.
I guess that you wanted to shake things up, but you can't expect someone to throw away their career just because you want a change. You were basically asking him to risk everything. That's a huge decision to make. You should have thought about the consequences.
I know. I thought maybe it would be worth it. I was willing to make sacrifices, but I guess I didn't think it through like you said. I just thought, well, maybe if we had a fresh start, things would be different. But now, I can't even fix things. I don't know what to do.
It's not easy to just fix everything in one go, Jayla. Sometimes things get broken in a way that you can't fix overnight. But you can't just expect things to magically fall into place.
I know. I feel like everything I touch is falling apart. And it's not just the divorce, it's everything. I've been fighting with my family, with my husband. I don't even know who I am anymore. I thought this was what I wanted. I thought I needed to push him to do something different, but maybe I was just running away from something.
What do you mean? Running away from what?
I don't know. I guess I've been running away from myself. I thought if I changed everything around me, maybe it would help me find who I really am. I thought I could make things perfect, but nothing is ever perfect, is it?
You're not going to find yourself by changing everything in your life, Jayla. You have to look inward. You have to figure out who you really are, outside of your relationships and your job. Maybe it's not the outside world that needs to change. Maybe it's you.
But I don't know who I am anymore. I I've spent so long trying to be what everyone else wanted me to be, trying to keep up with everything. Now I feel like I'm just floating around trying to catch up with myself. It's exhausting.
I get that, but you can't keep relying on other people to give you answers. You have to find your own path. It's hard and it's scary, but you're stronger than you think. You just need to take a step back and breathe.
I know, but sometimes it feels like everything is spinning out of control, and I'm the only one who doesn't know what to do. I don't even know how I ended up here. One moment everything seemed fine, and the next, my marriage is over. It feels like I've lost everything, Brittany. I thought I was doing the right thing, but now it just feels like I've messed it all up.
Listen, I'm not going to pretend I know exactly how you feel, but I know that you can't keep blaming yourself. You made mistakes, but you don't have to carry that weight forever. You can learn from them, but you have to let them go at some point.
I don't know how to let go. I don't know where to go from here. I feel like I don't even recognize myself anymore.
That's okay. You're allowed to feel lost. But don't let that make you feel like you're broken. You're not broken, Jayla. You're just figuring things out, and that's okay. You don't have to have all the answers right now.
But what if I never find my way again? What if I never feel like myself again?
You will. You just have to be patient with yourself. It's going to take time, and there will be moments when you feel like you're drowning, but you'll get through it. You've been through tough things before, Jayla. This isn't the end for you.
I hope you're right. I just don't know what to do with all this emptiness. I thought if I had everything, if I made the right decisions, things would just fall into place, but now everything is just scattered. I'm scared I'll never pull it back together.
You don't have to put everything together all at once. It's okay to take your time and figure things out slowly. You don't have to rush. You've got the rest of your life ahead of you. And you'll find your way again, Jayla. I promise.
But how do I do that? How do I move forward?
You start by forgiving yourself. You have to stop blaming yourself for everything that went wrong. It's not all your fault, Jayla. You did what you thought was best at the time, and now you just have to learn from it and grow.
But I don't even know where to begin. How do I forgive myself when it feels like I ruined everything?
It's not about forgetting. It's about accepting that you made a mistake, learning from it, and moving forward. You have to stop punishing yourself. You've done enough of that already.
I don't know if I can do it. It's just so hard.
I know it's hard, but you're not alone. You have people who care about you, people who want to see you happy. You just have to be willing to help yourself first.
I don't know. I feel like I've pushed everyone away. I don't want to be alone, but I keep pushing people away, and now I've pushed you away too.
You haven't pushed me away. You've pushed yourself away from me, but I'm still here, Jayla. I'm not going anywhere. I care about you, but you have to start caring about yourself too.
I don't know if I can. I feel like I've lost everything that mattered to me.
You haven't lost everything. You still have a chance to rebuild. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be quick. But you can rebuild. You can start fresh. You just have to believe that you deserve it.
Do I deserve it? After everything I've done, do I really deserve a second chance?
Yes, Jayla, you deserve a second chance. You deserve to find happiness. But you have to give yourself that chance. You can't keep punishing yourself for your past mistakes.
I'll try. I'll try to be better. I'll try to find my way again.
You will. I believe in you.
Thank you. Thank you for not giving up on me, even when I felt like I had nothing left.
The only thing is, I'm not going to be a part of your future anymore, because you still do scare me some, and I don't want my family getting involved with you. So good luck to you, and consider this my last time responding to you.
Wait, what? I thought you were going to help me with my second chance. Brittany? Brittany!
After everything that happened, I knew I had to take control of the situation, especially when it came to how the story was going to be told. I reached out to our mutual friends to explain everything that had transpired and made it clear that I didn't want any more details to be leaked. It wasn't just about me anymore. There were other people involved, and I wanted to protect them from unnecessary gossip or judgment. It was hard enough to go through everything I had already, and I didn't need anyone spreading rumors or twisting the truth. I had to set boundaries, and that meant being open with my friends, but also making it clear where the line was drawn. A few days later, I learned that my ex-husband had come to my parents' house after hearing from Jayla about my situation. He must have been desperate for some answers, or maybe some form of closure. Apparently, Jayla had told him that I had given birth to a son, which was news to him, as he knew I had been pregnant with a girl. When he heard that I had a boy, he seemed to get fixated on the idea that it wasn't the same as what Jayla had gone through. I can't even begin to explain how I felt when I heard that. It was almost as if there was no room for any other outcome, as if everything had to be a match for Jayla's choices. His obsession with the idea that my child had to somehow mirror hers was both baffling and horrifying. It was like he was comparing two separate lives as if they should align perfectly, which, of course, was impossible. In the end, I was told that my ex-husband was granted custody of Jayla's child. It seemed like the culmination of so many broken promises and failed relationships. He had always been a man who struggled with commitment, and it seemed as though this was just another chapter in his ongoing attempt to escape responsibility. When I first heard the news, I was in shock. Part of me felt pity for him, as I couldn't imagine what it would have been like for him to deal with all of that. But another part of me felt relieved. He had always been the type to avoid facing the consequences of his actions, so seeing him in this new role didn't feel like justice. If anything, it felt like yet another attempt at denying the responsibility he should have been taking. It wasn't my problem anymore, but I couldn't help but feel a small, lingering sense of resentment for how he had handled everything. What disturbed me even more was that Jayla seemed to be fixated on the idea of having a match. It was clear she hadn't let go of her obsession with what my life looked like, and her constant need to compare everything, especially our children, only made the situation worse. It wasn't just about the children anymore, it was about her need to control everything, to make everything fall into a pattern that made sense in her mind. It was toxic, and I couldn't be part of it. I was so tired of the emotional manipulation, the games, and the constant need for everything to align perfectly, I couldn't and wouldn't let myself be dragged back into that web of dysfunction. While all of this was unfolding, my life was moving forward in ways I had never expected. After everything had settled, my husband and I made the decision to leave the country. While we were fortunate enough to have the opportunity to live abroad due to his work and the timing felt right, we left with our son, leaving behind all complexities of our past lives. At first, I wasn't sure how it would feel to be so far from everything I had known, but the more time passed, the more I realized that it was the best decision for us. The distance from everything and everyone gave us the space we needed to start fresh. The stress of dealing with Jayla, my ex-husband, and all the other complications had taken such a toll on me that I couldn't fathom staying in the same environment any longer. We needed to heal, and the best way to do that was to distance ourselves from the chaos. The transition wasn't easy, but it felt like the right thing to do. I didn't want to feel like I was still tethered to a past that no longer served me. We settled into our new life in the United States, and while there were some adjustments to make, it was a relief. I felt like I had taken control of my own future in a way I hadn't been able to before. The past was still a part of me, but it no longer defined me. I no longer felt the weight of everything that had happened weighing me down. I felt lighter. It wasn't just the physical distance that made a difference, but the emotional space I finally had to process everything. We didn't share our exact location with many people. Only a few close family members and friends were aware of where we were. It wasn't that I wanted to keep it a secret, but it felt necessary to maintain some privacy. After everything that had happened with Jayla and my ex-husband, I just wanted to protect my family. The last thing I needed was for anyone to track us down or dig into our lives. We needed to be free from that. And so we kept the specifics of where we were living to ourselves. Our new life was ours to build, and I didn't want anyone interfering with that. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Bert, thanks again for today's business meeting. This is Christy from Company A.
Good evening, Christy, was it? Wait, hold on. Did I ever give you my personal number?
No, we only exchanged our work numbers. This one I got on my own.
Then how did you manage to find it?
Oh, come on. You're seriously still not getting it?
What?
Wait, don't tell me. Have we met somewhere before? You really don't remember. Wow, it's me, Christy Flanders, from high school.
Wait, what? Christy?
Jeez, you really didn't recognize me? Classic you. Still the same bottle glasses wearing loner nerd from back in the day. Though I see you ditched the glasses for contacts now, but clearly your eyes are still as clueless as ever.
I mean, I had this vague feeling I'd seen you before, but Christy, back in high school, your hair was bleached and you looked totally different from how you do now, and your last name threw me off too.
Yeah, I got married, so I go by Anderson now.
Ah, that explains it.
What about you, Bert?
Huh?
I'm asking if you're married. Got a wife, a ring, anything?
Oh, well, I'm engaged, actually.
No way. Seriously? Some poor soul actually agreed to marry you. What kind of saint goes for a nerdy little wallflower like you?
Christy, we're business partners now. Don't you think it's a little inappropriate to dredge up our high school past and throw personal jabs like that?
Excuse me? Since when did being honest become inappropriate? And anyway, not much has changed. Even now, our positions aren't all that different, are they?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm working for a major corporation, a real player in the industry. And you're with one of our subcontractors, a vendor, a supplier. You know how that hierarchy works, right? General contractors are above subcontractors. That's just how business and the world works.
Look, I'm not denying that in business relationships there's sometimes a power dynamic. That happens. But applying that kind of hierarchy to our personal relationship, that's not right.
Oh, listen to Mr. Morals over here, getting all high and mighty for a subcontractor. Well, I'll pretend I didn't hear your little lecture just now out of kindness. But moving forward, you better remember your place. Crawl if you have to. Just make sure you're useful to me and my team. Got it, underling? Hey, Bert, the estimate you brought in today, it's a bit too high, don't you think?
Huh, really? And by the way, is it really okay to be discussing this over messages outside of working hours?
Why not? Anyway, you can make it cheaper, right?
Well, that might be difficult.
What? Why?
I already explained this in the meeting today, but I've kept the cost down as much as possible while meeting your requirements. If we cut it down any further, it would compromise the quality. So I can't avoid charging this amount any more than that.
I see. You, a subcontractor, have the nerve to go against me?
Whether I'm a subcontractor or not, I'll speak up when I have to. Even with the person who was in charge before you, we built a good relationship by being straightforward with each other. You're thinking of just do what I say because I'm the client is wrong.
You! How dare you get all high and mighty? You are just a subcontractor.
And you're just some homebody, aren't you? The lowest of the low. How dare you talk back to me, someone from a big corporation?
You can't just equate high school status and the client-subcontractor relationship like that. It doesn't work the same way.
What? Anyway, the estimate is not something I can decide on my own. Bringing this up in a personal message is really putting me in an awkward spot.
I am seriously pissed. Whether you're a bad sport or not isn't my problem. A subcontractor like you doesn't get to talk back to someone from a big company like me.
Even if you say that.
Your company relies on our company for nearly 70% of your business, right? If you can't lower the price, then I'm happy to terminate our contract.
How about we talk next time I come over to your place? Like I said earlier, the price is not something I can decide on alone.
Oh, now you're willing to listen to me?
That's not it. It's just that this is work-related. I'll check with my superiors, but don't expect too much.
Well, even if you say that, if our contract ends, your company will probably go bankrupt because of how much you rely on us. I'm expecting a favorable response from you, though.
Bert, are you kidding me right now? Why the hell haven't you called me back?
What? What's this about?
Don't play dumb. I'm the account manager for your company. Me. So why the hell did you go behind my back and contact my superior? You knew I said we couldn't lower the price. You ignored that and reached out to my boss anyway. Are you trying to get the contract canceled?
I'm not your contact anymore.
Excuse me? Wait, what are you saying? Don't tell me. You got taken off the project because you couldn't keep up. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Actually, that's funny because I heard you were taken off the project.
What?
Remember that ridiculous quote we submitted recently, the one you rejected out of hand? I escalated that issue to our senior team because your response was, well, unprofessional. And when my manager talked it through with yours, it became very clear, very quickly, that your little stunt had nothing to do with company policy. You acted entirely on your own.
Wait, hang on.
Oh, and while we're at it, something else came up during the discussions. You're pretty much out of chances, aren't you?
What?
Lowest sales numbers in the department, frequently unreachable during work hours, and that so-called sudden boost in performance. Turned out you were just stealing your junior colleagues' accounts. The company was ready to either sideline or fire you, but they decided to give you one last shot, and that shot was us, our account.
Even so, that still makes me your contact, doesn't it?
Did. Past tense. I was told you've been removed.
They didn't tell me a damn thing about that.
Why do you think they didn't? You think they want another one of your desperate, self-centered moves ruining what's left of your reputation?
I was trying to help. If we won the bid at a lower price, we'd make a better margin. That would have been my win.
Dropping the price by half isn't negotiation, it's sabotage.
You're the subcontractor. You're supposed to do what you're told.
And this is exactly why you're no longer handling the account.
What?
You don't understand the most basic principle of business, mutual trust. A good contract benefits both sides. You don't strong-arm a partner into submission. You build something valuable together. That's how lasting relationships are made. That's how successful companies operate.
Oh, please. Don't act like you're some genius. You got pulled off the account, too.
No, actually, I wasn't pulled. I was transitioned. I'm getting ready to go back to A Corp.
Back to A Corp? As in my company?
Not quite. You never noticed, huh?
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm the cousin of A Corp's next president.
What?
Yeah, my last name's different. He's from my mother's side. I used to work at a subsidiary of A Corp. My cousin wanted me to be his right hand when he took over, but before that he told me to go learn the ropes in the outside world, get real experience. That's how I ended up at my current job, just wrapping things up now.
Wait, so you're telling me you're going to be part of A Corp's leadership?
Exactly. I start next month in the executive office.
Wow. Well then, how about this? Want to go on a date?
What?
A real one. And I'm not just talking drinks and small talk. I mean, anything you want. Anything. All I'm asking is you make sure I stay in a good position in the company. Think about it. Just one night and we both come out ahead. Not a bad deal, right?
Are you serious right now?
Why not? It's just business, right?
You really don't see the problem here, do you?
What?
First of all, you're married, aren't you?
I mean, yeah, but come on, nobody has to know.
Second, I'm engaged.
Okay, but...
Third, and this one's important, I want absolutely nothing to do with you. Not personally, not professionally, not in this life or the next.
Excuse me?
You thought I had positive feelings toward you after all the times you belittled me, called us names, treated my team like trash?
That was just...
Save it. You dug your own grave, Christy. And just so you know, your department head, the sales director, has been watching this entire exchange.
What?
Yeah, he saw every last message, every attempt at blackmail, every last desperate move.
Oh, God.
You were barely holding on as it is, but this? You just guaranteed your own exit.
Wait, I didn't mean...
I'm done here. I have no more business with you.
Please, Bert.
By the time I return to A-Corp, you won't be there anymore. Good luck with the job hunt. You're gonna need it. So, here's what happened. A few days later, Christy was fired. It didn't take long for the truth to come to light. Apparently, there were a few instances during her previous contracts where she had used her femininity as a weapon, manipulating situations to her advantage. It became clear that her actions had caused significant disruptions in her work, and the company decided to take legal action against her. There were financial damages to be paid due to the harm she had caused to the business, and on top of that, she was facing a lawsuit for emotional distress, primarily because of her affair with a married man. The scandal was far-reaching and the consequences were severe. Naturally, her husband found out about everything. It's hard to say how long he had suspected something, but when the truth finally came out, it led to their divorce. The strain of the affair and the ensuing public fallout was too much for their relationship to withstand. In the end, Christy's personal and professional life crumbled all at once. The divorce had a devastating effect on their family. Christy's husband took custody of their child, leaving her with nothing. With the dissolution of her marriage, Christy returned to her parents' home, hoping for some solace and a place to regroup. But even there, things weren't as simple as she'd hoped. She could feel the eyes of the world on her, the whispers of judgment that followed her everywhere she went. The once comforting familiarity of her parents' house now felt like a cage, and she couldn't stand the scrutiny. Day after day, Christy tried to find a way to deal with her guilt and shame. She would sit in the small bedroom she had once lived in as a child, staring out of the window, lost in thought. Her parents were kind and understanding, trying their best to offer support, but they couldn't erase the heavy weight on her shoulders. Their quiet concern only served as a constant reminder of her failure, and the pressure mounted with each passing day. The town wasn't kind to her either. News of the affair spread quickly, and everyone seemed to have something to say about it. Everywhere she went, there were hushed conversations, people whispering behind her back. Even the local grocery store, a place she had frequented for years, seemed like a battleground. Every aisle she walked down felt like it had eyes on her, and every conversation that stopped when she entered the room made her feel like an outsider in her own community. One day, Christy couldn't take it anymore. The tension had built up to a breaking point, and she snapped. The whispers, the judgment, the looks, it all became too much. She knew she couldn't stay there in that house under that cloud of shame. Without telling anyone, not even her parents, she packed a small bag and left. It wasn't that she had any particular place to go. She just knew she couldn't stay there anymore. She had to leave, to find somewhere, anywhere where she could be away from the suffocating atmosphere of her past. No one knew where she went. She disappeared from their lives as quickly as she had entered them. Her parents were left in a state of worry, unsure if they would ever hear from her again. The neighborhood was left to wonder what had happened, with only speculation to fill the void. Christy's name became a ghost in the town. The once well-known woman who had been part of so many conversations now seemed to vanish without a trace. Despite her sudden disappearance, Christy continued to make regular payments for the damages and emotional distress as required by the legal settlements. Somehow she was managing to keep up with her obligations. Perhaps she had found some kind of work or was living off of what little savings she had left. She was surviving, but no one knew how. No one knew if she had found a new life or if she was just drifting, lost in a world that had no place for her anymore. Her disappearance raised more questions than answers. What had happened to her? Was she alive? Was she okay? The last anyone heard of her was a vague message from her parents saying that they hadn't heard from her in a few weeks and they were worried. But even they didn't know where she had gone or if they would ever hear from her again. It's strange how quickly things can change, how quickly someone can go from being part of a community to being a complete stranger. Christy had once been a fixture in her town, someone everyone knew. She had had a family, a career, a future. But in the blink of an eye, it all unraveled. Her choices, her mistakes, they led her down a path from which there seemed to be no return. And now she was somewhere out there, alone, paying the price for what she had done. But there's one thing about Christy's story that stands out. It's the question of redemption. Does she deserve a second chance? Can someone like her ever make up for the damage she's caused? It's easy to look at her as nothing more than a cautionary tale, to see her as a woman who lost everything because of her own choices. And yet there's something heartbreaking about her disappearance. In some way, it feels like she's been lost to the world, a casualty of her own actions. She may never return, and she may never fully make amends for what she's done, but she is still a person who was once loved, once part of a family, once full of potential. The hardest part of Christy's story is knowing that she might never find her way back. Her life is no longer one that can be easily repaired. The consequences of her choices are too deep, too far-reaching. But there's also a small part of me that hopes she finds some peace, even if she never comes back. I hope she finds a way to rebuild her life, to heal from the pain she's caused, and to find a path forward, however difficult it may be. In the end, Christy's fate remains uncertain. The town still remembers her, still talks about her in hushed tones, but no one knows where she is or what has become of her. All we can do is speculate, to wonder if she'll ever return, or if she's simply gone for good. But one thing is certain, her story is far from over. She may have disappeared from our lives, but she hasn't disappeared from the story of her own life. And maybe, just maybe, that's the most important thing of all. Christy's disappearance doesn't feel like an ending, but more like an unanswered question. The town has moved on, but her absence still lingers. It's a quiet ache that everyone feels, though no one talks about it anymore. In some ways, it feels as though she's waiting for the right moment to return, if such a moment ever comes. Maybe one day Christy will reappear, and the town will have to reckon with the choices she made, with her mistakes and the aftermath of them. Until then, though, all we can do is wait and wonder, just like the rest of her story that remains unfinished. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.